Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's whatever it is. What is it, Socks? Wednesday, and we're back. We've had post in the post today, and a parcel from our friend Lynn and John. Lynn's got this sixth sense about our kitchen, and at Christmas she sent us a parcel of various things, but included not just Panda's homemade outfits. It included wooden spoons, a set of wooden spoons, which we were in desperate need of. All our ones having fallen to bits the year before. They're all ancient and well used. And she sent us this lovely set with motifs from Durham, where we all come from. We both come from. And today it's oven gloves. Look at these cat oven gloves. Because our oven cloths are falling to pieces. I've just been making a pork casserole for dinner at lunchtime today, and our oven cloths are disintegrating terribly. We bought them at a stall in the Granger Market in Newcastle years ago, and I think it's gone now. It's this amazing stall that sold all of the fabric and tablecloths and napkins and all the stuff used by hotels. It supplied all of them, and everything's changed so much in Newcastle. I think that's gone. Anyway, our oven cloths, which are really important, I use every day, are just about gone. Look at these now, cat oven gloves. What do you think, Socks? and these, which are for using for picking up hot items with when you're cooking as well, and resting things on, I think. Really lovely. And a little tote bag in the same design. Look at this. We'll be going about the town with that, Socks, with books in. Don't you think? Or maybe Socks could sit in it. It's got a little zip in. You could sit inside there with your head poking out. We could walk down the street. There is absolutely no way he'd do that. But thank you, Lynn. It was a lovely parcel to get on a wet Wednesday. Actually, no, it doesn't look too wet. When we've we've got a bit of controversial stuff with somebody leaving bins in our alleyway. The house next door on this side, leaving their bins in the alleyway on that side, which means that we've just got bins, because everyone's got 4 each, clustered around the house, which looks awful. They should have them out the front like Caroline does, 4 doors down or 3 doors down or whatever. So that's going to be a scene. So we'll see. I hope it's not a scene. I hope they realise that it's not the thing to do. I've lived here for 20 years. In fact, it's 20 years today or yesterday that we moved in. That seems amazing. Time's gone mad. Oh, there's this as well from Lynn. We both got a little panda stand. He's got a little suction cup, and it's 4. I can't show you on my phone because it's recording, but hopefully it'll work for my Kindle as well. And he sits against things and holds them up when he's stuck on. So we'll see. Hope it works. There he is. There's something really satisfying about the kind of weightiness of that. Right, I've got my tea. I've got my cat. Can you see Socks? Can you see Socks? There he is. And he's got another parcel. Look, Socks. Brown paper parcel, which must mean it's come from, that's right, Ian Jackson at Cromford Collectibles. It's that time when I open a parcel from Ian. This one, I know what's inside of it. It's not a mystery parcel this time. It's, well, I'll show you what it is. We'll open it. It was something that he talked about on his channel. Oh, Socks, you're sitting right in front of the camera. Do you think that's what we want? People don't want to see just loads of cat fur. You sit there so they can see your face. Okay. a note. Hope you're well. Here, sir, are your nostalgia in paper form Star Wars Weekly. I want the theme to come on now. In fact, last night on YouTube, I was playing to Jeremy the end Ewok song from the original Return of the Jedi, and kind of making him aware of how much we lost when they did the special editions in '97 and put some awful panpipe theme on instead, like just dreadful new age music, and we lost the Ewok song, which we used to love. We should start a campaign to bring back the Ewok music. Let's see. We have... This is impossibly nostalgic. I know I say this every time. But these ones are what I used to get when I was 7, 8, 9, 10. Every week. And it was when we would go to my dad's in Durham for access weekends, picking up comics on the way and going to see a film in Sunderland, usually Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, The Wilderness Family, The Rescuers, Future World, all those kinds of movies. And then we'd go to the Wimpy's for burger and chips and milkshakes, and then we'd go to my nana's, and he would go out with that week's girlfriend, and we would watch Doctor Who, The Two Ronnies, Match of the Day, Starsky and Hutch, all those things, Basil Brush, and all the time we'd be clutching the latest issue of Star Wars Weekly. The first in this pile is, oh, that's given me a funny turn. Number 15. See the ambush of Han Solo. See the fury of Chewbacca. See the combat in the cantina. This is May the 17th, 1978, and it's when they started to do news stories for the first time. Every issue started with the droids having a little chat. And every bit of these, like that slavering alien in the bar, is incredibly familiar to me. I know all of this off by heart. And it was, this first story is a kind of take on the Magnificent Seven, where Han and Chewie have to get together a team, a ragtag team of heroes to fight outlaws in the desert. And you have a Jedi and a porcupine man and a hooker and a robot. And it was, oh God, it was brilliant. It was very, very like what things like The Mandalorian are now. And you realise that that's the kind of nostalgia that those Marvel TV shows are activating. It's the expanded Marvel universe of the late 70s and 80s. That's what The Mandalorian and Andor and all those things are all about. So some of us have a richer experience from watching those. Star-Lord. Sometimes I don't realise that I've read these things, and I have because they were backup strips in and The Watcher, in things like this. So that's number 15. Number 16, Jax the Giant Green Rabbit was my favourite in this team of outlaws. And I think this is where he comes in. Best Marvel character, best Star Wars character. I wish they'd had him in the movies or the TV shows. Tales of the Galaxy, which is the Star-Lord thing. Oh. And an advert on the back for the Top Trump Superheroes game. These things that were so coveted. I don't think did I ever see that? 45p for a pack of Top Trumps. So what was that? 16, 17. And then added to this story, you had Luke and the droids following on, and they end up on a water world with pirates and things. It was so clever. You had the characters split up and having separate adventures, and you were longing to see them all reunited again, like in the movie. Which, reading this at the age of 8, is teaching you about stories, about how you separate your characters and put them in different locations, and having different battles. Number 18, I'm not going to go through every page with you. I'm so happy that I have them. If I was a proper YouTuber, I'd be saying, I'm so excited all the time. I kind of am. 19, and you see this creature coming up that they're fighting. That's very like something from The Mandalorian or Kenobi or those shows where they have monsters like that. They're kind of monster shows. Is it still Star-Lord? Yeah. See, I'd forgotten I'd read Star-Lord. 19, we're missing 20, but then 21. At some point, Carmine Infantino takes over the artwork. This is where he does it. And he was someone who, I forget what he was famous for from the 60s, but he took over Star Wars and brought this particular look to it. This is exactly when it happens. And they're kind of angular. They look Italian. They look like they're in some kind of Italian art house movie suddenly. It's a very particular look, and he stayed there for a long time. Star Wars, to me, had this this style to it. 22, back with Luke and the droids. Let's see how he does them. Oh, look at that. More monsters, sea monsters. So it's the kind of thing you either really liked, is a very distinctive style, or you didn't. And I did. I really did. 20. This is much more of a run than I expected, actually, from Ian's video that he sent me, saying what was going to be in this. It's much more complex. Oh, look at that pirate ship covered in lichen and moss. All these things occupy a large space in my head, even if I don't know they do. They still are in my memory. Oh, the scrolls. There's a Tales of the Watcher story about the scrolls. It's all Disney Plus now, isn't it? That terrible Secret Invasion show that was on, which I didn't watch much of. All the Marvel stuff, all the Star Wars stuff is all in these from 1978. This is July 78. And you think all those shows they're making are really for people who were there in 1978. It's not fair, really. This is 51. I hope that phone's not for me while I'm talking. Warlord. This is, the Warlock, Adam Warlock. They had photographic covers at this point. Oh, we've moved on. 52. So we're into 1979, I guess. Still Infantino. What's the backups? I'm really sorry, anybody who's not bothered about comics, who don't share my glee at having these. I also love the fact that they're red copies. They're battered, they're bent, they've been loved and read over the years, like mine would be had I been allowed to keep my own copies. People who keep these things in plastic so you can't even open them, slabbed, I think is the word. It's just foul. It's like butterfly collectors killing them and sticking them in cases, in drawers. Maybe that's overreacting. But I do think comics and books should be read. Back again in 24. God, I remember that cover so well. They were so dramatic. There was death and disaster and danger every week. They never let up. proper old-fashioned space opera things with cliffhangers. And that's something that I think we gain from Star Wars being on TV nowadays, that we have actual cliffhangers in a way that movies try to. But when you can tune in the next week, it's much more effective. 26 August 78. 78 was a fantastic year. For music, for films. It was a troublesome year in our family. It wasn't the greatest year. It was very difficult being shuttled back and forth between home and my dad's family at the weekend. It wasn't harmonious at all. 27. But things like this, is Chewbacca dead? You'll learn the answer, the awesome answer, in Waterworld at War. These kind of things made it... Look, Chewie's gone crazy. He's attacking Luke. Made it all doable at the age of 8 and 9. To have refuge in stories like this, pictures like this, comics of this kind. So I guess Star-Lord is partly what became Guardians of the Galaxy. Really. It's all here in one place. Right, I'll speed up. 29. What's in the backups? I'm crazy buying more things to clog up my study. But these are, I suppose these are essential. And 30. At last, Han Solo's showdown with Crimson Jack. Oh. Sports cards. Collecting sports cards and football stickers. Nothing I ever had any interest in, but we were kind of forced to do it. 31. There's Jax the Rabbit again. He's come back. I don't remember him being drawn by Infantino. Oh, yes, I do. In fact, I think Infantino's had some time out from this one. And he's doing Star-Lord now. And look, Rampage Monthly started round about this time, which was a more, it seemed, adult comic with the Hulk and various darker characters in it, and everything was in greyer tones. It wasn't so starkly black and white, and they looked as if they were drawn in pencil. And I loved that as well, and I have collected some of those up again via Ian at Cromford Collectibles. 10p a week, these were. I wonder when I stopped getting them. I think I was on and off and came back when the movies came back, every 3 years or so. But I would have stopped in about 83 altogether. The return of Darth Vader, that was a big deal. When it wasn't just flashbacks anymore, they actually brought him back into the story. Next week they're promising Darth Vader in the flesh. I think this is a flashback story because it's got Ben Kenobi in. 43 we've jumped to now. Come on, Socks. Come on. Yep, it's a flashback tale. And the last one, 44. So they're all from this. Well, 44 takes you to the end of 1978. That's quite something, thinking about Christmas 78. It's the year of the Incredible Hulk. When the Incredible Hulk and Charlie's Angels and the Bionic Woman and the Bionic Man and Star Wars were all the rage. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Thank you, Ian, for my parcel. Beautifully on time, very quick, and beautifully bundled up. And as usual, very grateful for filling in one more corner of my endless archive of everything I've ever read. Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. And thanks to Lynn as well for the cat kitchen things, which Socks particularly is very pleased with. And I can use them to finish this pork casserole that I'm cooking this afternoon. Okay, goodbye. See you again very soon.